Okay, I'm back. Let's see if Facebook loves me. Okay, hopefully it will build the audience. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This is me, Jason Swanston. Let's see if Facebook will help me out here because we're having some technical difficulties. And let me tell you, it was just really weird, guys. I don't know what was going on. But anyway, I'm going to wait a couple of minutes because I know that I was supposed to go on at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well, or for all my people on the West Coast, I was supposed to go on at 2 p.m. PST, their time. So what I'm going to do basically, as Facebook builds up the audience, I'm just going to invite some more people to this particular Facebook Live feed. Hope everybody's doing really well today. It's Sunday. Usually it's family day for a lot of people around the planet. For all my people who are chiming in from Africa, Asia, Europe. I'm not going to go in detail with all the countries because there's a lot of countries that are chiming in. But today we're going to basically discuss, have an open forum. I'm going to go through a couple of fundamentals of protecting your brand. And your brand could be everything from your talent to your career to your career choices to your business to even your logo. You know, I'm going to discuss how to protect that specifically. Just, basic fundamentals, nothing too complex. I do this, guys, because a lot of people who are my friends on here and my new friends who have friended me on Facebook just are just ask me to keep on doing it, and they get inspired. So I say, you know what, why not? Let me just keep on doing it. I wanted to shout out everybody who has been listening to my live feeds, who have been taking notes, who have been taking not only notes but just taking the advice and running with it. I want to just say thank you very much. God bless everybody for listening in and taking heed, because I'm giving you just experience. No one physically just gave me the handbook. I had to go out there and do it myself, and that's what I basically did. So once again, guys, it's Sunday, March 12th, 2017, and it's your boy Jason Swanston. That's for everybody who knows me for real and my real name. And my industry name is J Nasdaq. And I'm just on here because I want to give a couple of pointers on how to protect your brand. I will be discussing also how I basically stayed afloat in various different industries, from transitioning from the music industry to Hollywood and now in technology. And also just a couple of stories of how I had some successes, obviously, and some failures. And keep in mind, I don't look at my failures as me, just losing. I look at it as a learning curve, So I want to basically wish everybody, a happy Sunday. I hope you guys are around your loved ones. Definitely, cherish these moments that you have your loved ones around you, from your children to your significant others, because that's what life is all about. And if I look a little distracted, guys, it's because I'm inviting people to this particular feed, only because, Facebook, I don't know, I think they were jerking me. Something was happening. They were just like, I was like, what are you guys doing? It wasn't building my audience. So, and give me about 2 more minutes, guys. If you could just bear with me, I truly appreciate your patience and your time. And I will just be with you guys in momentarily, 1 second or 2 minutes. I'm also going to talk about, guys, I'm going to talk about some safety tips as well. I wrote this stuff down, incidentally, because a lot of people have been requesting that I do these Facebook live video feeds on a recurring basis. So there's so much to talk about. I have to write it down now. But I'm going to definitely discuss some safety tips for your brand and yourself as a person, in terms of staying relevant and how to stay relevant in any industry, specifically in an industry that you love, not necessarily in an industry that you're just working to make money in, you know. So safety tips are very, very key and essential to anyone's growth. I mean, you get safety tips along the way from certain mentors, but you know, there's certain safety tips that you just got to know. I mean, that's how I basically survive, is implementing a lot of these safety tips. So I guess we can begin, guys. I'm gonna cancel this. Let me just invite like a couple more people, because I'm so head oriented. I'm narcissistic when it comes to inviting people, I guess. All right, so let me cancel. All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. Wow, I didn't see it. I apologize, guys. Oh, here, look at everybody. Oh, wow. Let me just scroll down and say hi to everybody first. Okay. Big shout out to Soraya, my sister Talea. Big shout out to Renee. Big shout out to DG. Oh, man. Birthday party was off the chain. Big shout out to Renee again. Big shout out to Jazz. Jose, what's going on, brother? Big shout out to Marcus. What else? Okay, who else? Oh, big shout out to Cedric, Howard, Lorraine. Okay. Miss Hooten, how you doing? Okay. Tony, I love you too, bro. Miss Shockley, how you doing? Rhonda, how you doing, sis? Got to see each other soon. Big shout out to Prince. Big shout out to Mr. Cunningham. And I guess we're going to start. All right, guys. I'm excited. And Biggie is moving. He's moving, guys. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So I'm excited, guys. The reason why I'm excited is because I'm living my life the way I want to live it. I'm living my dream the way I want to dream it. And the reason why I'm doing these Facebook Live feeds is because a lot of you guys have requested that I keep doing it over and over again. So I'm like, no problem. You know, I'll give some more of my time. You know, why not? Today, we're going to discuss a couple of key things that I hope that you can take with you along the way. Big shout out to Josh. What up, bro? I hope you can take these various different points with you along your journey to success. And keep in mind, I don't measure success by the amount of money that I attain or I can obtain. I measure success by the way I finish a goal. Whether it's producing, you know, a video game, or getting someone booked, excuse me, in a major feature film that I was pressing for, or you know, reaching a particular milestone. That's how I literally measure my success. But I want to begin by saying I want to say thank you for everybody who's watching my feed. Last feed I had about 1,100 plus people watching me, which was dope. You know, and I was like flabbergasted at the fact that all those people were looking at your boy. But I guess I have something to say, and I guess some people want to hear me. So I'm going to give you some more. Now, as you all know, I have avnio.tv, and that is that's my cable TV site. We are working on the app. If you go to it right now, it's down, because we're going to be launching some new channels. I want to give a quick shout out to the individuals I had the pleasure of being a part of their event last night. It was called the Power of Feminine Energy. Okay, it's Project X. You know, my boy Cortland Hankins, and my boy Kier Worthy. Big shout out to Cortland and Kier. Those are big dogs in the music industry as well. It was one of those fruitful events with all the old school heavy hitters from the background that helped Def Jam get started, and a lot of other brands get started. So a lot of Hollywood industry types. I posted some stuff, but I just want to give Project X a shout out. They're doing an amazing invite only type of event at small areas around New York City, and I was just blessed to be a part of that energy, that environment, It wasn't the average networking event. And if you hear about it, definitely, if you get invited, definitely, go to it, because it's all about upliftment and empowerment and the right people coming together in various different aspects of the entertainment industry. People that were there that wrote for Martin Lawrence show, Jamie Foxx show, Hollywood industry types, but there was no ego. Everybody was just chill and just, talking about how to come together and help each other from a resource standpoint. So I just want to give Project X a shout out. Alan, big shout out to Alan. Strazzy Conway, what up, bro? Tro, what's going on? Hey, Gail, how you doing? Just give a couple of shout outs to everybody. So that's what happened last night. Project X was off the chain, and I was so excited. And I want to say thank you to all the people that are sharing this video right now. Keep in mind, I do this live video feed because I want people to know that I've been in this game. And when I say game, not only the industry in terms of music, but the game of life for a long time. In terms of my professional career, I've been in it for about 25 years, various different aspects of the entertainment industry. And I'm in the tech industry right now, and I'm very happy for my accomplishments. And I just want to give a couple of pointers on how to protect your brand and the fundamentals of protecting your brand. Now, you got to bear with me, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I did write it down, so I'm going to be doing one of these things like this, boom, 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 you know what I'm saying? So just bear with it, brother, and we'll take it from there. Eric, what's going on, brother? How you doing? So the fundamentals of protecting your brand is very, very key, and I had to learn that. I actually learned that from just getting robbed. Yeah, getting robbed. Not physically robbed, but, robbed from a business standpoint. I trusted people, and because either someone had something that I didn't have, whether it was something financial or something from a resource standpoint, I just let my whole idea out to this particular group of individuals, and my brand, which was my idea, because your brand is your idea, was just taken, and these particular individuals ran with it. So from that particular point, I said, you know what, I really have to figure out how to protect myself. Kareem, big shout out to Kareem for chiming in. Lisa, hey, how you doing? So when my idea got stolen, I was like, F-U-C-K. I was like, oh my God. I gave my all, my soul to, my idea, my project. And then, these individuals that I trusted who had more resources than me, more money than me, they came in, sheep's clothing. The devil always comes in sheep's clothing. You see the lazy eye, right? Like big. And they came in sheep's clothing. And I was like, what? And big shout out to Rudy, big shout out to David Cole, and I didn't see the devil, and the devil in details in the agreement, nor did I see that they were going to steal my brand, and my idea. So what I basically did was I just said, you know what, from this point on, I'm going to protect my brand, and that's what I want to basically talk to you guys about today. Is how do you protect your brand? Now, if you have an intellectual property, whether it's a script, whether it's, hey, Tony, how you doing? Whether it's a idea for a video game like me, or whether it's a song, whether it's a piece of music, do your due diligence and do your homework by way of figuring out how to protect your brand. The great thing about this day and age is that we live in a technology age where everything is accessible in terms of information. The days when I was growing up in the music industry and the tech industry, well, the beginnings of my walk within the tech industry, there weren't that many resources for people who had no money, like myself, came from, the hood, like myself, to just go down to a law firm and say, hey, I need to protect myself. Can you help me? Because obviously they charge anywhere between $250 to $500 an hour, and you couldn't go online. So I had to learn through trial and error, which is why I'm giving you this little piece of advice today. The fundamentals of protecting your brand are as follows: due diligence. When someone comes to you and they are very excited about working with you, research that person. I tell all my friends, I tell my cousins who are in the music industry, my little cousins who, hang out with Jay and Rihanna and all of them, celebrities are one thing, but when you start to peel back the layers of people in the industry, whether it's the music industry, the banking and finance, real estate, whatever, do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. A big shout out to Trends. What's up, bro? Ebony, cousin Ebony on the line. That's what's up. Do your due diligence, guys. And if a person comes to you, you have every right to ask their first and last name, the correct spelling of their name. This is various different fundamentals of protecting your brand. Because what it does is, what I've learned is it puts people in a space where they can't get out of. And that space, like my father taught me, that space is your space in terms of people dealing with you on a specific level. I don't care if you're female, I don't care if you're male, I don't care whatever sexual preference, it doesn't matter. Whatever you are, it doesn't matter. You have to teach people how to approach you, and you have to get all pertinent information from those particular individuals in the beginning. I don't care if they're executives at a major television network. I don't care if they're film producers, because in every industry, people will keep certain information from you. Okay, especially if you know that your intellectual property, your ideas, especially in your heart, can be something, can possibly change the world. Always ask pertinent questions. Who are you? What's your name? If people are reluctant in terms of giving you, because nowadays people are like, oh, well, hit me up on Instagram, or, you could Google me. That's fine. But you want them to understand that you know how to protect your brand. Those are different fundamentals. Hey, Leona, how you doing, sis? So, because like Kareem was saying, people will always try to get over on you, especially, in this day and age, people look at you when you approach, and we do it all the time because it's human nature. We look at a person and we assume automatically whether a person is, possibly intelligent or possibly, unintelligent, or because the way they dress, they might not know certain things, which is totally beyond me. I don't even get involved with that type of mindset, and you shouldn't either. But the thing is, people do that. So what you need to basically do in terms of protecting your brand is you need to get as much information on that particular individual as possible. Now, I used to think it was a race thing when I was growing up in the industry, especially transitioning from the music industry all the way to, Hollywood, but I realized it's not even a race thing anymore. It's just a people thing. People just, if you have a great idea, people just figure out or try to figure out various different ways to extrapolate your God-given talent, all right, your idea, and sometimes try to cut you out. So in order to protect that particular type of experience from happening to you, and it can happen to anybody, even if you're protecting your brand, you still try to lessen the amount of jabs, your soul is going to take. And by doing that, you can physically arm yourself with the right questions to ask that particular person who's expressing interest in your idea, in your music, in your scripts, in anything. Okay? That's the key, one of the keys rather, I think, and what has helped me along the way in terms of protecting my brand is I've asked a lot of questions. I don't trust anybody. I don't care who it is. And it's not a fact where I was, taken for a run multiple times. It's just that when you grow up where I come from, it's just a different mindset. Let's just put it that way. So when I got into the music industry and then I transitioned into Hollywood, I would hear people all the time say, oh my God, that person's such and such, or that person's such and such. I'm like, yeah, so what? And they will look at me crazy, like, "What? Why would you say so what, Jay?" I'm like, "So what?" Because at the end of the day, if you have creativity and you have your own ideas and you're pushing to either break your artist or break yourself into a particular industry, i.e. the music industry, Hollywood, technology, whatever, banking, finance, real estate. At the end of the day, very end of the day, whatever you do should always count, and you should physically understand that you should only rely on you, because if you fail in anything in life, it is your fault. You know, it's no one else's fault, because you did not figure out the various different fundamentals on protecting yourself, your brand. Okay. Big shout out to Charles at T. Lisa. What's going on, Charles? Big shout out to Lisa. James, what's going on, James? Yeah, bro, I'm trying. Big shout out to Charlene. Malik, how you doing, brother? Bernard, what's going on, bro? So you have to ask questions. I know a couple of millionaires on my hand that, you know, who are on physical welfare but live in mansions in California. You just don't know. Perception is everything, especially in the entertainment industry. And I'm not talking about music. I'm talking about also in film and TV. Perception is everything. You know, protecting your brand is not trusting just anyone coming up to you saying they do this, they do that. You literally have to do your due diligence and research. And if you have some legal, a legal counsel that, that you have retained, or that are your friends in that particular industry, call on them. Say, hey, listen, I really don't know how to read this contract, or I really don't understand what they're saying to me. I got this email, and I can you just check it out for me? Listen, I have hired and fired literally about 10 different IP and entertainment lawyers over the past 20 years because I didn't get what I wanted out of the situation. And what I mean by that was I was protecting my brand. If I'm paying you for something, if you're my legal counsel and you're giving me information that I feel that's not conducive to me growing within my brand, within my career, rather within the industry, then you got to go. But if you do have that one particular person, or that those group of people that know more than you in that industry and that you physically trust, that don't have ulterior motives, when it comes to you and them, then definitely call on them. That's how you protect your brand. Big shout out to Kiana, my publicist. Hey Melissa, how you doing? John, what's going on, brother? That's how you protect your brand. You have to physically protect your brand by knowing the various different fundamentals it takes to protect it. And one of those fundamentals is not trusting anybody and doing your homework on them, whether it's researching, going down to if a person says, hey, I got a business, go research, see if that business is, an upstanding business. If they say, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And some people may be starting out. You can't knock them for starting out, but, you just have to handle them with a short spoon. You can't just, or a long spoon, however you want to do it. It's up to you. It's your prerogative. But, you have to figure out various different ways on dealing with people that will give you the runaround, So as I said earlier, guys, I wrote this stuff down, so I'm like doing one of these things. I got my book over here, I got you guys over here. I'm like, so starting your own business, protecting your brand. So I want to discuss protecting your brand. I want to discuss starting your own business. Everybody that's looking at me right now who doesn't have their own business and who's starting their own business and who has their business that's climbing a success ladder, keep on going. If you want to start your own business and you don't know how, or you don't know where to start, do one specific thing. Pattern yourself by the people that are the best in your industry. I don't care if you're a graphic designer. I don't care if you're a social media guru. I don't care if you're, you're a game developer like myself, app developer like myself, or a music marketer like myself. I pattern myself by the greats. And the greats, whoever they were at that time in the 90s, working with, LL Cool J, Mary J. Blige, all those people, Hank Shock, the Shockley brothers, all those people that I looked at, Jeff Red, big shout out to Jeff Red, Charles Dixon. I looked at how they basically moved. And I said, you know what? I want to be like that, and I want to pattern myself like that. Whether I had to conform, which is change up the way I speak, because you got to change up the way you speak. Not saying that, speaking urban or speaking hood is a detriment. It's just that in certain circles, people need to understand what you're saying. It's just a true story. Big shout out to Melody, and big shout out to everybody who's sharing this video. Hey, Winsome, how you doing, sis? And so that's basically it. Patting yourself by the people that are doing it in any industry. Even if you don't have direct contact with them, just look at their stories. Look at how they've set up their life. Okay? And then just do it. Patting yourself by that particular group of people or that one individual that really resonates something within you and says, you know what, I can do what they're doing, and I might be able to do it better, but that's not the point. The point is that you take their highlights of their career, and you look at how they chronologically gravitated to a specific energy, number one, and how they climbed a particular ladder to get where they are. Because you want to be there. I wanted to be there. I said, listen, I got in the game. I'm 19 years old, doing graphic designing. I never thought I was going to be doing graphic designing over at Bad Boy. I never thought I was going to do graphic designing or working with, platinum artists like, Mary J. and Whitney and all those guys at a very young age, and then eventually go, transition to my tech industry, and then have the opportunity to work with Michael Jackson's people and Michael Jackson. The list goes on. The point is that I pattern myself by the greats, and you have to also. And that is how you start your business. It's not necessarily incorporating. Yes, you must incorporate, of course. People need to take you serious. You need business cards. Some do, some don't. I don't do business cards because if you know me, you know me. If you don't, you don't. In certain industries, certain people just don't do business cards. Starting your own business is doing your research on the people that are doing it in your particular industry and patterning yourself. And then, of course, everything else should come after. Because if you don't know how to move within a room full of the greats, then what business are you really starting if you don't even know how to do that? It makes sense. So I just basically wanted to, stress that particular point in terms of starting your own business. Of course, like I said, doing all of the various different steps, making the steps happen, is another aspect of starting your own business. Getting legal is another aspect of starting your own business. But if you don't pattern yourselves by the people that are doing it or who have done it, if you guys have independent record labels, your independent label, look at all the other independent record label moguls and look at their work ethic. Forget the music. Just look at the work ethic and how they physically kept on pushing their artist brand down the public's throat. Cash Money is an independent label. Young Money is an independent label. Rockefeller was an independent label. A lot of people don't know that. Just Def Jam, all the indies, Ruthless Records, Eazy-E's a label. Independent, So if you're going to pattern yourself by those individuals, those particular brands, then erase or just take the music aspect out of it and just look at the business and look at how they've created a specific work ethic and a specific laser focus on achieving a particular goal, whether it's going platinum, double platinum, or where all of their artists, like Def Jam at one time, all their artists went platinum. Foxy went platinum. She's certified with China Doll's album. I'm talking about the 90s. And, Onyx went platinum. Who else? DMX went platinum. But the point is, it was the work ethic that Def Jam had in terms of pushing as a unified front for their artists to go platinum, So, and like my boy Josh said, work ethic speaks volumes, So I appreciate you, Melody, for grinding at your job and chiming in, So you definitely another part of the fundamental aspect of you growing within your career is just learning the industry itself. And when I say learning, this is something that, doesn't predicate around you, reading a book solely. It predicates around you physically getting involved, you know, going to the particular functions that your industry might be giving, people in your industry might be giving. Go to those functions, think outside the box, because if you don't think outside the box, then you will be stagnant. Okay, that is a nice SAT word for all you guys who took the SAT and the ones who studied for it and the ones who were in college. You will stay stagnant if you do not put yourself out there, guys, and get in the mix. And I'm not talking about just, industry networking events. I'm talking about physically going to conferences, because when you only have a certain aspect of fundamentals, you miss the other aspects of fundamentals, and you don't climb the success ladder at a rate that you truly can or you truly should. And that's what I learned. Keep in mind, guys, I'm going to open up the floor for open discussion very soon. I just want to get through my little notes. I wrote down my notes. So now I went live today because a couple of friends of mine said you should do it again and talk about, various different nuances and dynamics that you learned over the years and how you stayed afloat. Because despite all, the jealousy and the envy in the music industry that I had to endure, and, the Hollywood stuff, that shit really didn't matter to me at all. It just, actually gave me a little fuel. And then when Facebook came along, I was able to block the envy and jealousy. So one fundamental I really want to talk about in terms of me staying afloat and transitioning was I always, for some strange reason, I always took the advice of my dad, and a couple other individuals that were in the hood, some OGs. They were making money, so they would just like put money aside, whatever. For cats that are in the street, they do the re-up game. They re-up every time they run out of product. Whoever is listening knows about the street. You guys know what I'm talking about. But what I learned from that particular demographic of individuals, you like that, right? I learned that you have to put something aside and reinvest in your business, because there's no difference, between corporate America and obviously the stuff that happens in the streets, especially in my hood. There's no difference. There's same dynamics, obviously different industry, but same dynamics. So I was always told, when you make money, Jason, I don't care if you're promoting DMX, you're promoting, Biggie, whoever. If you're whatever you're doing, you get some, you get a big check from a Hollywood production company. Put some money aside, So, thanks, Kiana. So, what I did was I started putting 15% of whatever I made, whether I was working, I was working as an independent contractor for a record label or whatever. However, whenever I got a check, I would physically take 15% to 20% and put it aside towards my goal or my business. And that's one of the fundamentals of starting a business. Hey, Prince, what's going on, brother? And so what it allowed me to have was a cushion. It allowed me to have a cushion, because you always need a cushion, because if you don't have an investor, or if you don't have, rich parents, I never had rich parents, I just had, a great support system. You need to rely on yourself, Born, big shout out to Born. And so I did. I put it aside. And so when I realized that the music game was getting real crazy, people were just either getting, they were getting beat down, stabbed, shot. It was crazy. People were getting arrested, feds, it was just getting crazy. I said, you know what, I can deal with it, because I had to, especially flying between New York and LA and dealing with all that craziness. Big shout out to all my West Coast my West Coast family. Big shout out to all my peoples in Crenshaw, Compton, you know. Um, Big shout out to all my Bay Area dudes, you know. Big shout out to all my homies in the Ville. You know, I'm black, guys. I got to do my shout outs real quick. And big shout out to all my homies on the East as well. So when all that stuff was going on, I said, you know what? It's time for me to transition. So in '03, I was in LA, you know. I was going between Crenshaw and going to Hollywood Hills. Big transition, if you guys don't understand what Inglewood is like in Hollywood Hills. Big difference. And I came back to NY because, you know, things just get sticky in the music industry. And, yeah, I am black, Melissa. You're so funny. Things get sticky in the music industry. So I bounced and I came to New York and I said, you know what, I'm on the transition. And when I transitioned to the music, to the movie game, I still have my relationships in the music industry, but, you know, because I was in a different industry and I had my cushion, guys, my little 15% of the checks that I would get from the music industry, and I saved. I said, you know what? Now I can successfully move into another industry and stay afloat. So I stumble across a talent agent, and you know, nothing is free. Obviously, you guys know that here in America or anywhere else on the planet. And I said, you know what, this talent agent, this Jewish talent agent, he's going to give me a shot to work on all the big movies, Brokeback Mountain, and, you know, Give It to Die Trying, all those great movies, great movies, you know. I still have to pay to play, but I had the money, I had the cash to pay this talent agent, you know, my end of the bargain, whether it was, you know, marketing, you know, my management company, or whether it was paying interns to put the headshots in the envelopes and distribute my headshots of actors to all of the major casting directors out in New York as well as Los Angeles. I had that 15%. So the point is that's a key fundamental, guys, when you're starting anything in life. If you're making money right now and anything you're doing, put 15% away so that you can keep afloat, so that you can keep going. 15%, that's it. That's all I ask, 15%. And you'll see that, you know, when you're looking for that extra buck, you know, your mind will just remember, like, wait a minute, I got about 2,000 in that shoebox. If you do shoebox savings, I'm from the hood. I do shoebox savings. You know, I have to. And you can stay afloat. And I stayed afloat because I made that one of my disciplines is to physically save 15% of whatever money I made, lump sum of money I made in any industry. I say that 15% because I knew I would transition into something different, because my mind is always expanding. It's always growing, just like you guys, you know. And obviously, I don't want to sound like one of those, you know, motivational speakers. You can do it too, but in all actuality, you can do it. I know a bunch of you guys are looking at me right now making money. Y'all making some type of bread, you know. So, and yes, it is a sacrifice, but no one is going to do it for you. Nobody gives two shits about how you eat, how you move, whether you grow, whether you sit down, whatever. You have to do it, and you have to stay disciplined if you want to basically make it in any industry, especially if it's an industry that has so many people vying for one position. Entertainment, tech, whatever, banking, finance, real estate, it doesn't matter. Put some money away so that you can stay afloat. That's how I stayed afloat. And that's how I was able to go from the music industry to Hollywood and now in tech. So when my engineers and my curators call me, you know, I can give them some type of bread because I'm saving, you know, and my company stays afloat. So, yeah, me too, Gary. He said, I feel safer when it's in the shoebox. Exactly. I feel safe too, like that. So, you know, I wanted just to basically express the whole savings aspect of everything so you can stay afloat, guys. The next thing I really want to touch upon is this. The last fundamental. Partners. Understanding and knowing the right partners to have when you're building your business. Okay? I think that's one of, what's going on, Lewis? That's one of the biggest fundamentals. You have to understand how to disseminate, how to assess a partner. And don't get me wrong, it's going to take some time, because it did for me. I used to literally have partners all the time, because I thought in my mind I was young, I looked young, but I was smart. But, everybody and their grandmother, who I thought was older, was on my level intellectually, and they fucking weren't. They was like, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm 21 years old with my own, marketing firm on Wall Street with a staff of 1,200 employees, because I have 15 record labels. Prince know what I'm talking about. It was like, and I had a partner. Some of you guys know which partner I'm talking about. I'm not going to name no names because, it's irrelevant. But the point is, I was doing 80% of the work. So the fundamental point I'm trying to make is understand the person you're dealing with. If they want to be your partner, okay, they got to put in that work. And I'm talking about you have to make sure that you put them through that ringer. It's taken me years, just like Josh said. It's taken me years to figure it out, but I'm here now. I'm here. So, sometimes it takes us years. Some people get lucky. They get lucky. But I cannot stand, and let me just rated R this really quick, because this really means something to me. I cannot stand a fucking partner that comes with a bag of resources and no bread. Or I can't stand a partner that brings money but wants to be the face and not put in any work, not get his elbows or her elbows dirty. You're looking at one person that I will mop the floor, I will write the proposal, I'll do it all. I'll take the groceries of my partner's, mom's groceries, rather, to our house. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that our synergy as partners is so cohesive that we move effectively. Those are the fundamentals you must learn when it comes to choosing a partner. I've had many partners, and partners can get jealous, y'all. They can get jealous. Partners will get jealous because they might not move as fast as you. And you have to learn how to create a common denominator with them. And say, yo, listen, okay, you're my partner, I get it. But you're good at that, and I'm great at 8 fucking things. But don't be mad because I'm good at 8 things. I had one other partner, and I told him, I said, listen, we're about to get in this industry, and I attract a lot of people because I have an attractable nature, I ain't the flyest dude on the block, but I ain't ugly either. So I told him, because he was a fly boy, he's one of those fly cats, girls loved him and everything. And he wanted to partner up with me because he had ends on certain things. And I said, you fly, I get it. I'm from Harlem, so, our flyness is different. Our flyness is just our swag and personality, how we talk, how we move. We don't have to look the illest, but, we get what we need to get accomplished. So he's like, okay, no problem. I said, listen, you get all the girls, I get it. I don't want you to be jealous if I get any of the girls that you might like, because the business that we were in, we were managing women, and I didn't want my partner. I tried to assess the situation really quick because I saw that he was one of those papi chulos, in Spanish, he was like one of those cute boys, pause. And I was like, all right, you do your thing over there. Let's join forces and let's make it rock. So we made it rock. And as soon as I realized that, I had a monster on my hand, it was kind of like too late. But, it took me a little bit. It took me like about 3 years to really disengage from that partnership because, I didn't understand how to do it. But I learned, and I'll never do it again. I would never get into a business relationship with a partner that has an ego bigger than Kanye West. I can't do it. I have an ego. We all have egos. But the thing is, we have to humble, even though I'm not that humble, but I humble myself to my partner because, you know, we're like lightning in a bottle, and I get it. And he didn't want to humble himself. And so choosing a partner, I've mastered that now. You know, my partner is my dad, incidentally, my tech company, you know. So he has an ego, but he don't come in the front. He's like, Jay, I don't want to do that. Tro, what up, bro? You know, he's like, yo, I don't want to do that. You know, you do your tech stuff. This is your baby. I got you, you know. So the fundamentals of choosing a partner is so key, guys. You know, the other fundamental is choosing the team. You got to choose the right team. And it starts from the jump. When I said in the beginning of this live feed, it starts from the jump, yo. And what's the jump? The live feed I started talking about, you know, in the beginning is, you know, starting your own business and understanding the various different nuances it takes, you know. Big shout out to Karen. She just jumped on. Tanisha, how you doing? You know, we're going to get up, Tro. You know, Tanisha says, always good to be humble. I don't believe that it's always good to be humble. I don't believe in that. You know, that's just me. Only because in my industry called music, Hollywood, and now technology, if you look at all the CEOs and all the billionaires and all the millionaires in that industry, they all have egos, and they are not humble at all. And they made it because they had a specific work ethic. I think that you should, big shout out to Sony. I think that you should be humble to your partners, and you should be humble to your family. Everybody else is food, period. I eat everybody. I don't care. Why? Because at the end of the day, they would eat me. And that's just the nature of the business, you know? It's just that simple. When I walk into a tech company, and I'll go back to my point about the fundamentals of having a team, but when I walk into a tech company, or I walk into an investment group, or I walk into an investment firm, VCs, venture capitalists, hedge funds, or even angel investors, they want to know that I have the cojones, the balls to take this particular tech company that they're putting their money in to the next level, hopefully take it public, okay, or sell it, either or. Point is, they want to know, are they going to make their money back? Just like the dudes, whoever invested in Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin, the bank, and Polygram, who invested in Def Jam, and then Def Jam, who invested in Jay-Z, Kareem, and Dame Dash. They want to make sure. They was like, no, do your thing. Everybody, and I watched these guys because I've had to work for them at one point in my career. They were all arrogant, and they rocked out. You know, like Josh said, be humble when needed. It's true. You know, be humble when it's true, when it calls for it. But other than that, in this industry and a lot of industries, you got to be aggressive, you got to be arrogant, and people will follow you. That's just how it goes. So getting back to the fundamentals of picking the right team is so crucial and so essential. I know for a fact because I went through so many ups and downs with choosing the right teammate, you know. And I appreciate that, Lisa. I want to give you as much ammunition as possible. And you know, it's not about how much money I can give my teammate. It's about how much passion and ambition they have in their heart to join forces with you, like they did with me, to run hard for no money down, because the money's going to come. But if you have a team that understands and sees the vision that you see, obviously they have their own visions. You have to have that heart-to-heart conversation with your team and say, hey, listen, this is going to be a rocky road. Dudes over at Snapchat did it. Dudes over at Facebook did it. Dudes over at Instagram did it. Instagram was like 20 deep in terms of a team. They all did it. Dudes at Microsoft did it. So in those particular organizations, those corporations, those small startup tech companies, even the record labels like Bad Boy, Def Jam, Death Row, Ruthless, all, you know, Cash Money, Young Money, it was an understanding that every teammate in this particular cipher right here, in this corporation, whatever you want to call it, in this arena, within this bigger arena called a particular industry, music, tech, Hollywood, whatever, they understood we got to move as a unified front, period. We got to humble ourselves to each other's ego and move as a unified front. And that's That's what you guys have to learn if you're going to pick a team to run with you. And that teammate may be somebody that works for you. And if they work for you, that's even more reason for you to have that heartfelt conversation and say, listen, you can intern for me. Okay? But I need you to, we have to go harder than hard. You know, I need you to pull your weight. I mean, I don't talk like that, guys. Like with my certain teammates that I have, I talk real crazy. Like, I'm like, listen, you know, I use a lot of curse words, you know, and it's just a business, you know. But the point is that they know what it is. It's just that simple. So when you're welcome, we're welcome, sis. When you pick a team, when you pick a teammate, you know exactly how you want to approach them, and make sure it's like joining a sorority or fraternity, you know. And my thing is that your company, your record label, your indie label, your clothing line, your whatever company you start, whatever business you start, and the fundamentals you learn, you pass those fundamentals on to them, straight like that, no chaser. You know? So you have to have that understanding with your team and say, listen, team, this is the structure how I want to move. Now, if you're not comfortable with this structure, get the fuck out. I mean, you don't have to say like I would, but you know, you just basically have to be as emphatic as possible. Excuse me for cursing, everybody, for anyone who's chiming in who has virgin ears, but this is the real world, you know. You have to, you know, you just need to pick that right team that's going to run with you. I've had I won't go into a long story to make it longer, but I've had teammates be down with me for eons. I'm talking about cats that bought their money, cats that I paid, people I thought was my friends, made them my teammate. And then when they felt that they had enough because they didn't want to ride out like more than just 3, 4, 5 years, they fizzled off and started their own shit, which is fine. I'm not mad at that. It's just that, you know, I can't respect them anymore because they didn't come to me as men or as women and say, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore. Hey V, how you doing, sis? Big shout out to my homegirl VV. And that's basically what I wanted to address to you guys today in terms of the fundamentals of picking a right team, the right team, and the right teammates for you, you know. So at least it wants me to curse, but you know, team is everything. And I don't want to be cliche about having a team, and I don't want to keep on being redundant. It's just that you need the right team, yo. You need the right teammate. And then you'll be successful. Or you'll start climbing that success ladder, you know? Because some people, they can't be your team mates. They can't be your partners. Because they just don't have it in them, you know? I've been at this tech initiative with Avnio for 10 years. I had 2 other partners that try to rock me. When I mean rock, they try to get crazy and, you know, and run with the idea and do, you know, and I had to restart all over again. And I had to realize they weren't my teammates. They were envious, they were jealous, and I was like, why? I'm putting you on. When I say putting you on, guys, I'm talking about, and you guys, some of you guys can relate to me. When you give your partner, your so-called partner, or your friend who wants to be your partner, or your teammate, some bread because they are fucked up in the game because they don't have no money and they they got, you know, personal issues, and you're trying to help them out because you know you see something in them that they don't see. No more. You can't. And I had to say to myself, wait a minute, no more. You know, because I could take that little bit of time, money, effort, energy, and redirect it to somebody who really wants to get down. You know? So it's all about team, man. You know, I've seen a lot of teams get broken up. I've seen a lot of teammates that I've had, you know, wither away because they thought they could do what I do, which I'm not mad at. Do it. But just be a man and a woman about it, you know? So it's crazy, man. And you can't just go around slapping the shit out of everybody because, you know, nowadays people got, you know, 911 on speed dial. That's the first, you know, that's the first number in their phone. Then comes their kids or their wife or their husband and everybody else. But 911's right there. So the days of slapping the shit out of everybody is long gone. Now it's suing. Anyway, we're talking about fundamentals, guys. We're talking about the various different trials and tribulations I went through and advice on protecting your brand. That's what we're talking about today on this live stream of your boy Jason. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's listening. I want to say thank you to everybody who's sharing the video right now in real time all around the planet. You know, all my Africans, all my Asians, all my Europeans. And the reason why I say Africans, Asians, Europeans, because I don't want to, you know, alienate just one particular country, because I got a couple of countries chiming in, you know. So, you know, but the last thing I really wanted to go over, guys, is safety tips, you know, on staying relevant. Different safety tips on staying relevant. How do you stay relevant, guys? You got to learn how to stay relevant. How do you stay relevant? I don't care if you're 40 or 14 and you have an idea, you got to stay relevant. How do you stay relevant, ladies and gentlemen? You got to stay in people's faces. And nowadays it's easier than when I was coming up in the music industry and in Hollywood, because I had to physically go out and be out there. You know, when networking parties were really parties where you met Janet Jackson, you saw Q-Tip. Q-Tip was spinning, you know, and Beyonce dancing, you know, on the couch with Jay pouring Cristal. Let's go. You know, nowadays everybody is online, which is fine, but stay relevant. When you meet somebody, this is how you stay relevant. You call them, you hound them. Morning, noon, and night, you hound them. You got to be like Lisa said. She's right. Consistency is key. You know, it's key, guys. Stay consistent. Calling people up, you know, and if they get tired of you, all you want is that answer. Do you want to do business with me, or don't you? I mean, I'm different the way my approach is, but you guys figure out your own approach, but make sure you get that particular answer from them. Do you want to rock, or you don't want to rock? You know, as we used to say in hip hop, you rocking? What's up? You down? Or you not? All right, peace. Kick rocks with your face. As my friend Soraya says. So you got to stay relevant. Safety tip number 1: call everybody back. I was at an event last night with a lot of OGs that literally helped start Def Jam, like physically put the computers in the first Def Jam office when Russell was around the corner. I was with people like that last night. And they're like, yo, I need to stay relevant, Jay. I'm like, yeah, I stay relevant. I've been in the game just as long as you. You probably, they were longer, obviously, but a lot of people don't know them. But they're the ones that move the mountains so that the whole world can hear hip hop and love hip hop and the hip hop business, you know? So you have to stay relevant, guys. You got to call people back. You get business cards, people in your phone right now. Email them, text them. Who get what? It doesn't matter. You got to stay relevant. You know? So that's my point. Hey, big shout out to Tammy. Tammy Singleton is watching. She has such a beautiful daughter. And if you guys want to, DM me any questions about anything I'm talking about, please feel free to do so after the live feed. I'm going to open up, the live feed for any questions because that's what I do. But those are safety tips on staying relevant. Always be direct. Be direct. No half-stepping. Be very direct. A lot of people are uncomfortable with people that are direct, but so what? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Be very direct. What do you want? Do you want this booking? Do you want to sell these many albums? Do you want this account? Do you want this financing? Be very direct. The only reason why I was able to get on Fox and, be around millionaires and and literally be in a billionaire's crib across the street from the NASDAQ on Wall Street was because I was direct. And that is one of the safety tips you guys literally have to implement if you're not implementing it already. If you are, great. If you're not, start doing it. We don't live in a world where you can be timid and say, well, it's the weekend. He's probably sleeping or she's probably sleeping. Fuck all that. It doesn't matter, guys. It does not matter. You got to be direct. Do you think Mark Zuckerberg was passive? No. You know? You guys got kids in the industry. You push and push and push that door open until you get the desired result. That's right. Like my sister said, Talia, she's like, yo, closed mouth. Exactly. They don't get fed, guys. So you got to literally be direct. Tell them what you want. You know, I'm running out of juice. I got to plug this in so that everybody can physically stay online. You know, so let me just grab this. There we go. So everybody can see me. There we go. Ow. Just plug in, guys, because I'm going to hold this time. There we go. All right, guys, can you see me? I'm just going to hold it right now. So you guys got to be direct, all right? Those are some of the safety tips, all right? I'm hoping that this particular live Facebook feed is very, very beneficial to everybody. You know, there is some profanity in this feed because I'm talking from the heart. So I hope no one takes offense to it. And if you do, well, welcome to the business, because it's a lot of profanity that's used in these closed doors. So, you know, be direct, guys. You know, that's the only advice I could really give to you if you want to stay relevant in your industry, is being direct. So the last safety tip I want to really, really express to you guys is, sorry, I gotta look up. I gotta look down. Oh yeah, definitely. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Please, guys. If you're going to do something, then do it. If you can't do it, then tell that person you can't do it. That goes a lot further than you being intimidated to tell a person you can't do something and lose the opportunity or lose the account, you know, or lose the job, you know. So please say what you mean what you say in any business, especially if it's your own. You know, if I can't do something, I tell people. If I could do something, you know, my gift was, I always said, yes, I could do it. I can do it. Because if I couldn't do it, I would find somebody that would, because I'm a good person that truly knows how to research to find that right person, you know? So at any rate, those are the safety tips, guys, that I wanted to go over with you. And I think I covered everything. Oh, the last part, and then I'm opening it up for a discussion, is fluff. Never fluff. Fluff is like bullshit. Never fluff people, please. You know, don't fluff anybody. Listen, if your shit is not wrapped tight, that's fine. You know, if you don't have all of the necessities yet, that's fine. People, especially with my experiences, they've literally respected the fact that I never fluffed. If I can't do something, I'm very direct. I can't do it, and I don't choose on looking for someone to help you because you're not paying me. But don't fluff anybody, because, you know, in any industry that's very small, it goes a long way. You know, your word, especially if your word is fluff. Get it? So that's basically some of the fundamentals I wanted to go over with you guys. That's some of the safety tips I wanted to really impress upon you guys. I hope that, you know, you got some enlightening information on how to affect some change in your career and your life. And I see some people are asking me questions. So I'm going to open this portion of the live feed up to people who want to ask me any questions regarding what we discussed or anything else. And if it's something that's really detailed, guys, you know, I'll just say, listen, I'll DM you. But I know Lisa. Oh, thanks, Kareem. I appreciate it. Big shout out to everybody who's sharing my stuff. God bless you guys. I appreciate everybody who's sharing this video right now. Last video, I got 1,100 people watching it for 2 hours. You know, I was so grateful. You know, yeah, cause I'm gonna keep on giving advice as much as I can, you know. So my friend Lisa, who is a phenomenal filmmaker. Another thing, guys. I'll be posting on Facebook. I am my company, Avnio. We are the media sponsor, the exclusive media sponsor for the African American Women in Cinema Festival this month for Women's Month. It's taking place in New York City from March 22nd to the 25th. I'll post it up. You guys can go to the website and purchase tickets if you want to be a part of it. It's going to be a really, really great 3-day event with a lot of heavy hitters there. You can Google it, AAWIC, and I'll be there with my team. So I'm glad you took notes, Lisa. Lisa asked, if we hire your company, do you guys provide that service to be direct, build up social media, ? It's just me and I don't know where to go. Okay. Well, Lisa, I'll definitely give you a call on that and we could discuss that definitely. Once again, if you guys need help with certain services from social media, I am the best at it, period, because I understand the various different social networks that are popular here in America, from Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, to social networks that are popular in various different parts of the world. Okay, like Weibo, which is Chinese Twitter, and so forth and so on. So if you want to penetrate different markets in different countries, obviously, DM me and we can talk about it if you have a budget, and I'll put my team in place and we'll make it happen. Excuse me. So questions, anybody? Does anyone have any questions? All right. No one has any questions, guys. Once again, this live feed was brought to you by yours truly, Jason Swanston, CEO of Avnio. That's OVNIO.TV. The app is coming soon. We are the media sponsor for the African American Women in Cinema Festival this month. We're very excited about that. And I want everybody to look at my face very carefully and just remember that you have what it takes to be that person in that room, to be the best in that room. You just have to guard your brand. You have to protect your brand. Whatever it is that you're pushing to the world, physically learn how to protect it. And it starts by how you present yourself to people that you've never met. So there you have it. I have a lot of good people that are chiming in, like Prince. His name is Antoine Johnson, but that's my dude. Prince known me since 100 years. Another good brother. Holla at him if you need marketing services as well. I'm not a hater. I'm a congratulator, participator, and an aggregator of content. But so I'm just looking at it. Okay, so we have Tanisha. She says I can't share your post because we aren't friends as of yet. I need to have a conversation as well. Okay, well, no problem. Let's have a conversation. Tanisha Lear. Once again, we discussed today how I stayed afloat from going from the music industry to Hollywood, saving my money, taking 50% of my money and putting it back into my business, and then in Hollywood taking 50% of my money and putting it into my tech company. Actually, it was more than 15% because Avnio, my tech company, is something that I really wanted to do, So, the tickets to get the tickets for the African American Women in Cinema Festival is at this particular website, aawic.org, and it's taking place between March 22nd to 25th. We're honoring the Queen of Nigeria on the 23rd, which I'm excited about. And please, everyone is welcome. If you're African American, Latina, if you are Native American, please submit. Look on the website and submit your webisodes, because we're giving out $500 to the best webisode. A female, obviously, you must be a female, and so that's something that we're really excited about. Another question John Smith is which is the stronger social network? Well, John, That's a tricky question, and the reason why it's a tricky question because it depends on what social network, what type of campaign you're running, and what type of industry you're in. So if you're in the music industry, real estate, it varies. If you're in the music industry, anything entertainment related, my advice to you would be to start building up your Twitter, following. If you're in like banking, finance, real estate, if you have a product, I would do Facebook. I would get a like page on Facebook. Obviously there's more to it. I'm not giving it up too much, but that's here in America. If you're talking about a strong social network, but if you want something more specific in terms of a social network, I would go to the smaller ones that were popular at one point, like blackplanet.com, Asian Avenue, Mi Gente, Mi Gente. Those are more specific, targeted social networks for certain demographics. If you're going to go overseas, quite naturally, there are websites that are overseas that really kick butt. So, just DM me and if you need help, let's talk about it. Hey Danielle just joined in. I'm excited. Danielle joined in. So Lisa asked, if we hire your company, what do we need to present to you so you can take it on? Well, if you hire our company, it's just fairly simple. It's we just have to have a really in-depth conversation on what the actual objective is, what is your initiative, and what does it look like, and then I will represent a plan. Let's just put it to you like that. Put it like that rather. Just a plan on how to execute your bottom line, which is whatever it is. Brand recognition, penetration, in certain areas. Okay. So, Gail, big shout out to Gail. She just joined on. You're welcome, John. Anyone else have any questions? If you have any questions, that would be great. Big shout out to my brother, Alberto. Oh, man, Alberto, I love you to death, man. Call me, Alberto. Alberto's over there in Colombia hanging out, drinking freaking cervezas. I need some cerveza, Alberto. I'm glad to see you join, brother. So Lisa is asking, what is my consultation fee? Okay, well, Lisa, my consultation fee varies, and I try, especially with people that are my friends, I try to work with their budget. So, I am expensive, but I won't be that expensive to my friends. Let's just put it to you like that. So, we'll definitely have a conversation, and I would want to know to the extent that you would need my consultation in order to give you a fair consultation fee. So I hope that's a fair answer to you because, you are my friend. Lisa said I need to have a class. Rhea, I need to have a class? Okay. Which class do I need to have, guys? Do you want me to have one of those ignorant classes, those hip-hop classes, or do you want me to have one of those corporate classes? I don't know. But listen, I want everybody, to just know that me and my team, we're proficient in building apps. We're proficient in building video games. I'm putting together a video game for PlayStation I'm excited about. We're proficient in social media, doing social media for platinum artists. Really put us on a particular plateau, on a particular pedestal. You could put me up against any social media strategist here on earth. I don't care. I'll still eat his or her food, because one thing that social media strategists or quote unquote gurus have out there that gurus have that let me rewind. Sorry, I had a brain fart. The difference between me and social media gurus that are out there is the fact that I have a computer science background. And so what that basically means that I understand the various different inner workings of the actual social network, the website itself, because I study, the technology and how it works in order to get your brand seen by specific groups of people, not just buying numbers, not just, buying likes and buying comments. It's a very, very detailed science in breaking a specific brand on a platform like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, stuff like that. you know. So, and yes, we do websites. Any website. Lisa asked, "Do we do websites?" Of course, we do websites, Lisa. I do websites in my sleep, running backwards. You know, taking a, you know, I was gonna get graphic, but anyway, this is PG now. But yes, I do websites, and my team, we all do websites. So anything can be duplicated. If you have a website idea, and you say, "Hey Jay, can you and your team, you know, give me something like this?" We can. You know, we have graphic designers on standby. We have illustrators on standby. And I don't really offer this service to that many people because a lot of people don't really know what they want. But the good thing is that I assess people and what they really need. So if you guys need that and you guys are on my feed, you guys are my friends, I will open up that particular opportunity to discuss, to do your website, build your app out. Big shout out to Ma Barker too. You know, we're building an app for her, you know, and that's basically it. Yeah, Tanisha, yes, I know all the codes because the good thing about technology and the good thing about, you know, open source technology, which is what it's called, you can physically, you know, people like me, engineers like me, and a couple other my friends who are watching now, we can read the code and understand how it works. So, you know, so. At any rate, Lisa, thank you. Lisa said, "I researched you 6 years ago and through a lot of folks recommended you, and that is why I reached out to you many years ago." Thank you very much. Lisa said, "I always came recommended." And that's a good thing. I appreciate that because I didn't fluff. Guys, today we discussed the fundamentals of protecting your brand. Guys, today we discussed safety tips. You know, we discussed the music industry. We discussed protecting your brand. We discussed, you know, knowing your partners, knowing your teammates, you know, making sure that you have the right teammates, the right partners. We discussed a lot of those things because it is up to you, ladies and gentlemen, to protect what you have, whether it's your idea, your business. We discussed starting your business and not just the legal aspect of starting your business, but we discussed knowing how to research people, okay? We discussed starting your business and doing your research on the industry, you know. So if you guys have missed it, you know, me talking, and then please rewind, go back, and check it out. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm doing this because I want people that are looking at me that are my friends to get some knowledge, and you know, I don't want to be cliche like Michael Jackson. God bless the king, you know, make this world a better place. You know, this is why I'm doing it, because when I was on the phone with Jackson and Company, Mike Jackson and Company in 2009, you know, some choice words were said in my ear, and you know, I'm adhering to those choice words, because when the King of Pop is allowing you to work, you know, with him or his particular brand, you got to take heed and you got to give back. You know, so Lisa asked, "When is the next class?" She says, "I took notes on both classes." She says, "You are so valuable to us all." Oh, thank you very much. I don't know when I don't know when the next class is. I'm tired. Thank you everybody who's sharing my video live. That's crazy. I appreciate it. You know, everybody sharing my video live. That's what's up. Tanisha, you're quite welcome, young lady. Definitely DM me. You know. Lisa, you signed in at 5:50. Oh, well, hey, listen, I'm trying to do it as best as I can, and hopefully you can rewind and check it out, or we could just talk. Guys, 15 to 20% of whatever your paycheck is or whatever money you bring in, put it aside to your career and to your goal. Okay, don't rely on anybody to give you anything in this world. You know, I have a lot of stories. The next video, the next live video I do, guys, it'll be basically it'll be predicated around me getting into the Hollywood industry, because that's a whole different animal. It's a whole different type of environment, dynamic. But I think that some people, it's the same fundamentals, but just different experiences. So I hope that you guys chime in and share it. If you guys have any questions, I'm still here. You know, it's It's for all my East Coast people. It's 6:53 p.m. I'll stay on for another 7 minutes. If you guys have any questions, you know, I want to give a big shout out to everybody who chimed in. Kiana, I'm glad that you love this. You know, this feed. Soraya, Melissa, Bourne, Josh. Lisa said I need to do a master class. Probably. I'll try to do a master class. You know, big shout out to Karen. Everyone who got on. I'm just scrolling, guys. If you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask me. You know, big shout out to Charles, John Smith. How you doing, brother? You know, James Roseman Jr. What's going on, bruh? How you doing? You know, I'm glad you're still on. You know, Charlene, Leona, how you doing? David, everybody who got on, who's off, and getting back on. Rhonda. Once again, people, it's avneo.tv. That's my cable TV site. We're building out the app. We're going to go public. We're excited about it. You know, I want you guys to take heed to what I said and really, really adhere to it, because it will save you a lot of unnecessary bullshit and unnecessary time with unnecessary people. Big shout out to Danielle. You know, Tanisha, I should do it every Sunday. Okay, guys, I'll make you guys a promise. I'll try to keep my word. I said try to keep my word to do a live feed every Sunday if you guys share it. If you guys share my post, because, you know, I put the post in the morning and let everybody know the day before that I'm going to go on the next day. So if you guys share it, I'll do a live feed, you know, every Sunday. And you guys need to share me. And hey, if you guys have any other friends or business associates that need me and my team's services, from web development to app building to video game development, let me know. If you need references, I guess I could give it to you, but you know, especially when it comes to video games. So marketing, what else? Social media, all that stuff. So yeah, we got about 6 minutes left, guys. I'm glad I was very insightful to you guys. I appreciate you, Soraya. You know, did you ask all your questions, guys? Hey, Melissa. Listen, I'm trying to be inspirational, Melissa. Guys, if I look down, if my eyes look down, it's because I'm reading, you know, the comments. You're quite welcome. Melissa says, I'm always an inspiration. She says, thanks for your wisdom, sharing your wisdom, giving me more to think about and brightening my day. Oh, that's so sweet, Melissa. Listen, I'm trying to give as much as I can before I get really, really crazy busy. And you see my black behind on all the news channels, because, you know, I went public and I did bubble. And keep in mind, guys, I'm just going to be the same person. It's just that I might have, you know, a plot of land building my school. That's the only difference, you know, because I do want to build out my school to teach young poor kids, you know, of all ethnic backgrounds here in America. I want to teach them technology and the fundamentals of survival, because our young kids who are thrown to the left, or who get caught up in the foster system, they just don't have any help, and they need help. So I want to build a school for them to teach them various different fundamentals of software development, you know. So Lisa asks, how do we contact you for a consultation? Very simple, guys. Hey, Ken, what's going on, brother? I see you. God bless you. You can contact me for consultation. You could DM me directly, and then, you know, I'll give you my number, and then we could just schedule a call. Kofi, what's going on? Big shout out to Kofi Brifu. That brother right there is just a phenomenal singer. Definitely. So yeah, Melissa, listen, you know, I'm here for Sullivan. All she has to do is just, you know, get up with me, and we can reconnect, you know. So all my West Coast people that are online right now looking at my live feed, you know, I want to say thank you very much. You know, big shout out to Chili Chill, veteran, OG, West Coast. Let's go. Big shout out to all my friends over at Death Row, Ruthless Records, Big shout out to Rap A Lot Records. Big shout out to Young Money, Cash Money. Big shout out to everybody that has ever helped me. Big shout out to all the production studios in Hollywood, you know. So, Lisa said, do you have PayPal? Yes, I have PayPal, Lisa. Yes, I take PayPal. It's so crazy, you know. I got the backdrop of Biggie because that's my favorite artist. I love him to death. I love all his music. I could play to the MP3 breaks. Oh man, everybody's just coming on. Today, guys, we just discussed, if you guys are coming in late, we just discussed the fundamentals of protecting your brand. We discussed the fundamentals of starting a business, not just from the legal aspect, but from, the various different aspects of knowing how to assess people. We also discussed the safety tips on staying relevant and saying what you mean and meaning what you say in business, because that goes a long way, and not fluffing anybody. So big shout out to one of my OGs, my big bros, Peter Wilson, had me hemmed up at Columbia University like what? Just teaching me the ropes. I love that dude right there, Peter Wilson. Yeah. So anybody who is literally out there getting it, grinding on their own, keep doing it. I'm watching, and I'm here. Just hit me up. I got 1 minute, and then I'm gonna chime off because I got a couple of apps that I downloaded on my laptop that's connected to my flat screen, so I can watch some movies from different countries as I build out Avnio, and I'm kind of excited about that, and I want to check that out. Yes, I'll share you with the PayPal. My PayPal is teamavnio@gmail.com. That's my PayPal email address, teamavnio@gmail.com. And, you guys can physically hit me up over there if you guys want to do a PayPal payment thing there. That's not a problem. I can accept up to $15,000 to $20,000 on PayPal. Trust me, I've done it crazy. But anyway, I want to say God bless you all from the bottom, and the top of my heart to every inch of my blood vessels and my blood valves. I mean what I say when I love doing this. When I love talking and letting people know what they need to do to help themselves get to the next level. It was hard for me, but you know what? I didn't let people just put me down. I just kept on going. And you guys got to also, but you guys got to protect yourself. And don't sacrifice your soul because, somebody is your friend. Don't do that. Let them know, listen, I don't like what you're doing. I know that you're my friend, or I know that you're my business partner, but this is not right. And let them know, because if you don't, then you're only hurting yourself. And if you got kids, you're doing more of an injustice by not protecting yourself, because you gotta show that example for your children. So don't let anybody step all over you. Mentally, verbally. We already know physically, but just mentally, especially from a business standpoint. All right, don't do that, man. I don't do that. I don't care. I just don't have time to allow anybody to step on my good heart and good soul and good nature. Protect your brand, protect yourself at all times. Wu-Tang had a good saying, right, y'all? They used to say, protect your neck, right? It's the same ideology. Just do it in business. Research. I can't stress that enough. Research. Don't trust not one, and I'll end it with this. Don't trust not one MFer. Don't do it. Research them. Do due diligence. Person's driving in a hot car and drop sign, they want to give you a deal, they want to give you money. Get the license plate, run a license plate, run their name. Don't matter. See if they have felonies, see if they're in bankruptcy, and even if they have felonies, they might be the best thing that happens to you, but then still you handle them with a long spoon. Even if they don't have, any criminal record behind them, still don't trust them, because those be the ones that really get you quicker, because they're nicer. So, and they're nicer in their approach. Don't get starstruck by stars that aren't even shining. They're just shining in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, guys. I'm gonna get off the phone, get off this live feed. I feel good. I feel inspired myself. I think that I can go on and create some more intellectual property. Once again, guys, teamavenue@gmail.com is my PayPal. We have all the services you need, from web development to social media to video game and app build out. Okay, consultation, obviously, and just definitely keep God in your life, and everything will be fine. And I'm gone. It's your boy Jason. Peace.